You know, sometimes we have to stop discrediting our work. We have to stop, downplaying the amount of effort we put in, if we're putting in effort. You know, we compare ourselves to others thinking that, I should be at their level, when you don't know the whole story of what they've gone through. You don't know that there's been 10 years of experience behind where they are now. You don't know that there's been however long before you. And even so, if they started sooner than you or recently, but they're further than you, it's like, cool. You know, things play out like that sometimes. It's about looking at where you are and how you can improve, because some people are better at things than others. We can't deny that. Some people have like natural talents, and you have natural talents, and whatever it is. So it's like, for one person, they may be able to be a great speaker, be able to talk to anyone and everything. They may be charismatic, but you may be like an intellectual. You may be able to think about things deeply. And it's that idea that it's like, some people have certain strengths and some people have certain weaknesses, but it's like, sure, you have those strengths and weaknesses, but it's like you don't want to depend too heavily on the strengths. You want to be able to also build up the weaknesses, so it's also able to balance out. And it's like, if you get hit from a weak area, it's like you don't struggle or you don't fall or crumble. And again, it's like we don't need to discredit our own work, because it's work. You're putting work in. That's what matters. That's what matters above all else. There is work being put in. And if you know it's right, if you know it's okay, if you know it's what you want, then by all means keep doing it. With whatever doubt, with whatever worries, with whatever you think, maybe this won't work out, maybe I won't succeed. I can't deny that's not a possibility, but why think like that? Think like I'm gonna make it happen. It will happen. And if not, I'm gonna figure out why and attack that problem head on so I can make it happen. Sure, maybe a little bump on the road, you may get a little hit to your chest, but it's like it's all for the better. It's all for the betterment of yourself. That's what truly matters. What means something to you, and are you willing to confront it? Are you willing to tackle it? Are you willing to confront the challenges that come with whatever you want? Easy example, let's say you want to go to the gym. Okay, you got the goal. You want a fit body. You want, let's say, a 6-pack or better cardio. You just want to be healthier. Or you're gonna have to combat, the exhaustion your body has being sore from working out. You're gonna have to be okay with that. You're gonna have to be okay with, taking some time out your day to go and work out. You have to be okay with that. And I feel as if also sometimes we don't accept the fact that the work is being done, because of the fact that it hasn't happened quickly, because of the fact it's not instantaneous, where I feel as if we're shown that it's like it has to happen overnight. Like, oh, he's an overnight success, but you don't see the 5 years of work that he just had. You don't see him working day in, day out of trying to perfect his craft. We don't see that for a lot of people. We don't. And we can't deny some people get lucky. Some people do. But once you're lucky once, how do you retain onto that? You got, let's say YouTube, you got one big video. How do you keep people after that? And I'm still trying to learn. I'm still trying to, do my thing. But it's like, it's an idea of, sure, luck may come into play. It's very possible. But that's not the end all be all. You can win the lottery and still spend all the money recklessly. Or you can win the lottery and set yourself up financially for the future, for the rest of your life and your kids' life. It's a matter of, how do you utilize what you have? How do you use yourself? How do you use your potential? And how do you use your mind and your creativity and everything that you are and you are creating yourself to be? Because you're constantly creating yourself. Every decision you make is leading you somewhere. It's leading you down a path. You know, whether you hesitate, it leads you down one path. Whether you go for it regardless, it leads you down another path. And you show yourself who you are through every action, through everything you do. It shows you who you are. And in a sense, it builds that confidence, or it builds that self-trust, you know, unconditional self-trust. Time after time, you decide what you want to do and you commit to it. The results are whatever, but the fact you chose it and you're okay with it, that's where it comes in. You don't doubt your decisions. You don't doubt what you chose because you knew it was best at that moment. In the future, sure, something could have been better. Sure, it's highly possible, because sometimes we just simply don't know. At a point, we simply don't know. And I understand that because there's a lot I don't know. So I'm not here saying, you know, I know everything. No, I don't know. I don't know a lot. But I'm here being open enough just to try and learn, try and see where I can improve and things like that. But sometimes I feel like it's that doubt that we have just because of things we built up within ourselves. I couldn't talk to this person, so, you know, I must be a nervous person. We attach ourselves to that identity from the action. But at a point, it's like you see two people, you know, you see three people, it's like, you know, let's say you see two people at the gym, they're working out. You can't tell how they feel, you can't tell what they're thinking. One can have the best day of their life. One can, you know, have just won the lottery. The other person can have so much on his mind, so much pressure. Rent may be due, bills need to be paid, but he's still working out. He's showing that he's still consistent. He's still trying to keep his body, his mind, his spirit high, I guess. I mean, you can't even tell if he's trying to keep his spirit high, but you can tell he's just trying to keep himself healthy. He's doing an action. And I feel as if a lot of times we beat ourselves down. We just hit after hit after hit after hit, on top of just things that in the past and currently happening, where it's a cycle of just thought patterns, actions, and just all of it. And we beat ourselves down for acting that way. It happens, you know. It could be because of how we were raised. Entirely possible. Things we were told. We could have been told, keep your mouth shut. We could have been told that. We could have been told, don't speak up. We could have been. So there's so many possibilities of things that could have led us to where we are. Because I remember watching a video of I think it was a psychologist, Dr. Gabor Mate. Amazing speaker. I recommend watching him. But he was saying, you know, he was talking about child development and how at one point it's like if the baby is crying and you ignore it, it keeps itself quiet because it's self-soothing in a way, because crying wouldn't help it. So it just silences itself because it's of no use. It gives up and it shuts itself off in a sense, and it keeps that ingrained thinking that, you know, if this happens, I won't be loved or cared for, and it carries it on into the future, and it becomes maladaptive. And the way he explained it was so much better than I just did. But in a sense, it's like sometimes we're just taught things, or we're told things, or told how to act, and it becomes detrimental to us in the future. You know, it may cause us anxiety, it may cause us worry, it may cause us to think things or have a certain thought pattern or act a certain way because that's how we were taught. And it takes a lot of power, it takes a lot of control of yourself, and it takes a lot of understanding to be able to change that, to be able to sit with yourself and say, you know, this happened, it did, it won't never not happen, but what will I do about it? How will I heal? You know, whether it's meditating, you know, there's different kinds of meditation, but journaling, yoga, and going for walks, being out in nature, playing, I remember he said playing was essential. Having some fun, just playing, not playing video games, but just out and about, socializing and just doing things for the fun of it. What was the video about? I felt like I spun off into so many different things, or just different things that interested me and my thoughts. But our progress, that's what it was. Our progress in neglecting it. We don't gotta neglect it. We put in work. Whether it was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, month 5, 3 years, it's progress. We may not notice at the beginning, but over time it shows. And if you were to take a record of it, of whether it's how your mind changes, writing your thoughts out, your feelings, and see how that changes over time, that's amazing. I meditated for this long, and you observe how your thoughts change, or observe the thoughts that pass, or you work out and you see how your body changes over time. And that's the easiest to see. That is the easiest to see, because it's very physical, and it's like people may tell you too. But at the same time, it's like people may also tell you you've changed. You've become kinder, you become, just sweeter, you become more compassionate, or you became more understanding. Whatever they tell you, and it's like, if that's the result you want, then by all means, go for it. I think that's where it took me, just being able to understand things, being able to accept that, people have struggles, people have stress, and, if there's any way I can help someone with my limited understanding, then by all means, I'm gonna try my very hardest. And that's just something that means to me. That's what makes me happy. For you, it might be something similar or something completely different, and our ways of showing it is completely different too. Someone may be a therapist, someone might be a psychoanalyst, someone may be a doctor, a nurse, a firefighter, a officer, whatever. But the fact that they want to create a positive impact on the world is the same. And it's about enjoying the journey too, enjoying our journey there. Every step we take, every action, it's not always gonna be up. There's gonna be ups and downs, bumps and bruises, highs and lows, and being truly able to embrace all of it. Not only say, I wish I only had good days, but being able to go through the bad days and say, okay, it happened, but it's like, it's not gonna stop me. And just having a sort of grit and resilience to push past all of it. Failure doesn't make you, success doesn't make you, but you decide who you want to be for yourself, the kind of attitude, the kind of thoughts, and the kind of actions, and who you make yourself out to be. Because it's like, if you do things for others, and if we even want to talk about trusting yourself as in your own decisions, it's like looking into a mirror. Who do you look to? Yourself in a mirror, But it's like, if you lack self-trust, it's like looking through a window. You'll look to others to see you, and whatever they tell you you'll do, or whatever they think about or see about you is what it is. And whatever they think the best option or solution is, sure, it may be helpful, but it's up to you to decide. It's up to you to choose. And it's like, over time, you have to trust your own decision, your own intuition, and your own mind. Sometimes you don't got to be arrogant. That's not what I'm saying, because we don't know everything. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it's your choice. It's your choice. Don't do it because someone told you. Don't do it because you feel obligated to. Do it because you wanted to. That's the whole point. Make a choice and make it yours. You have the power, use it. You have the potential in yourself, use it. And discover it, search it. We all have potential. We all have certain things that speak to us. Because if not, there wouldn't be this whole talk of purpose and trying to find our purpose. So it means there's something out there for us. We just have to find it. Life could be beautiful, or life could be terrible, but that's on you. That's truly on you to decide. I can't choose it. I can't make you say your life is terrible. I can't make you say life is great. It's up to you to decide. But what will you do? What will you do? And don't discredit yourself. You're trying. Maybe at some point you can look back and say, I wish I would have learned this way or whatever, but relatively not helpful to think that way. It's just interesting to think about, but it's not helpful because you're discrediting where that has taken you, or what that was at the time, and discrediting it for where it got you. And if it's not where you want to be at, then realize, okay, what do I got to change? What do I have to change? That's up to you to decide. But I just want to leave it off there. Love you forever and always. See ya.